Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's podcast. Today, we are going to be talking with the cast and some of the crew behind the scenes, people that are working on Jesus Christ Superstar, which is going to be premiering very soon here at Arts Bonita. So I just wanted to go around and just have you guys each introduce yourself. Please let us know who you are. Let us know what role you play in Jesus Christ Superstar. And then just tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the show. We'll start with you.
Hi, my name's Hadley. And in Jesus Christ Superstar, I am playing Caiaphas, and I am also the student director. And this will be my second show at Center for the Arts at Bonita Springs. The first show I did was Spring Awakening, and I've done theater for a while around town and at my school, but I really like it here. It's very enriching, and I learn a lot.
Awesome. Great. Thank you for being here.
Hi, my name is Lantz Hemmert. I'm playing Jesus, and I've been working with Arts Bonita for like 3 to 4 years now, but specifically I've been working with Cody for like about the same, but I do like weekly lessons with him, and he's helped me a bunch, and he's the director of this show, and I just like wouldn't even be anywhere close to where I am now without him, so
Cool.
it's really been great.
That's nice to hear. Awesome.
Hi, my name is Hannah Hansen, and I'm playing John the Apostle. I am also the cast dramaturg for Jesus Christ Superstar, and that basically means like the cast historian. Everybody comes to me if they have any questions, and I have little debriefs with the cast about different historical things since this show is based in a historical time. I've been working with Arts Bonita for about 4 years now, and I just love it here. I love working with Cody. I love the people here. Everybody is so talented, so driven, and it's just an amazing experience to work here.
Awesome. Come scoot over a little bit closer to Lance so I can make sure that your face is seen. Even though it's a podcast, okay, that's what it is. Like, it is meant to be enjoyed through the ears, but there are people who watch it and stuff too. So, yes, good. You fixed your hair. It was perfect. It's kind of like shaking a tree. It was good. I like it. It's good style. Okay, so let's first talk about this whole thing. So I'm really curious. So obviously, again, we want to talk about this a lot. The dates. Why don't you read the dates? Okay, so I don't have to put my glasses on. I'll read the dates of when the actual performance is happening for Jesus Christ Superstar.
So we are performing Friday, April 11th, April 12th, April 13th, April 17th, 18th, and 19th.
So basically a lot of shows in April. Okay, so what I've learned about like getting any of these shows, they're always so well done. People always leave the theater amazed at what they just saw. So I don't doubt that for anybody who comes to these shows, that's what they're going to leave feeling. Get your tickets right away. Don't wait. That is something unfortunate that has happened sometimes where people are like, oh yeah, I got to do it. I got to get the tickets. And then, they sell out. So don't let that happen to you, and go and get these tickets right away so that you could be sure to save a spot for you and your family, your friends, whoever you might want to bring. But April is when it's happening. So you can go to artsbonita.org and you can get tickets there. But we hope to see you at the show. So let's, what is it like? What are rehearsals like? Can you guys tell me a little bit about that? Like, what is the vibe like? What is the energy like when you guys are getting together to rehearse for the show?
So for my role, I'm a disciple, and the disciples do a lot of dancing, which is something that has been challenging for me just because it's very cardio heavy. It's very upbeat. It's always up tempo. You always have to have energy and an energetic face on, and you also have to be singing on top of that, which is kind of crazy sometimes. But for the disciples, at least in the ensemble, like, I'm dancing all of rehearsal and singing with that as well. But it's very high energy, and we're all very tired after rehearsal, but it's definitely worth it.
Wow. So do you like just go home and sleep, or do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I figured, yeah, you can't just do that all the time. That is, wow, that does take a lot of energy. Anybody else, just to share a little bit about what it is like behind the scenes?
Before rehearsals, I have to do a lot just to get myself like vocally prepped, because this show is really demanding for me. And also just working on like this character, Jesus, like, it's a lot. One of the main things that I've been focusing on is connecting with the cast, which has been pretty easy for me just because I love everyone in this cast. Everyone at Arts Bonita is like family to me. And also like just the way that we've been directing it, because of the like time we're doing it, right? Like Holy Weekend, like literally the day before we close, like day before Easter. So we're doing like certain more of a Protestant direction of Jesus Christ Superstar, which is sometimes not the approach taken on this show because it was written by Andrew Lloyd Webber. So yeah, there's just lots of different aspects that we're doing with the show that make it like different and cool. And
That's cool. So a little bit about what you touched on there. You were talking about taking the time to get to know people. And I think that that's one of the best things about the arts in general, you know, no matter what art form it is. I'm a film person, so my background is in film, cinema, directing, and all that kind of stuff. And that's one of my favorite things about making films is everybody comes together, you meet new people, you develop these great relationships, you make something great, and then you move on, and a lot of those relationships stay with you forever. So is that something that you find for you as well, like in terms of like coming and working in the cast, or are you like off in the corner just reading a book by yourself while other people are interacting?
Well, like normally, yes, I do love connecting with many of my cast members.
But you're busy.
Well, I think Hannah and Lance will attest. My role is a little bit different in this show. I am like the bad guy in this show. So mostly what I do is stand, sing, and look menacing. So a little bit different from being John the Apostle and Jesus, but very fun nonetheless.
Wow! So you get to be the bad person, the one that people are rooting against. Nobody's really rooting for you. I'm rooting for you to do well. I'm rooting for you to do well.
I appreciate that.
And I'm rooting for you to make people really get angry about you. I don't know why. That's not necessarily a positive thing to say, but when you're doing theater, it kind of is, right?
Exactly,
That's exactly what you want people to feel. Okay, cool. Well, so when you first found out, like, can you tell me a little bit about that? Like, did you get a call? Did you get an email? Did somebody show up with a birthday cake at your front door? How did you find out that you were going to be a part of this production?
We got emails with the cast
Emails.
list.
I've heard of emails, yeah. So you just got it all. It wasn't like you individually got one.
Yes, it was the whole cast
Yeah.
list
whole
with
cast
every
at
single
once.
person,
Yeah.
which is very fun sometimes.
And then you just go through and read all the names. Cool.
It's kind of scary sometimes.
So I can't really go around and ask each one of you your different experience because it was the same.
Probably.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
I had like lots of joy. I was super hype. This has been a dream role of mine. It is my dream role. Like so there's no other role I'd want to play other than this. So I'm super hype when I got it. But yeah.
Cool. What do you think is, let's just stick with you for a second. What do you feel is the hardest thing about the journey of taking on this character? And, you know, there's obviously the story in itself, but there's also the work that you do internally to prepare for a role to make sure that you're ready. Just can you talk a little bit more about that experience for you, what that's been
sure.
like?
It's been challenging because I'm trying to get every aspect of Jesus through all, like, the show is like, goes through Jesus's life pretty fast. So I'm like spreading my gospel at the beginning, and near the temple, things get kind of crazy, and you see Jesus get angry, and that's not something that like is normal for people. And it's not as much anger as it's just like sadness and disappointment. And it's been interesting playing around with things like that and different emotions that Jesus can be other than angry and other than like just like super happy, like, because he went through so much. And that's been really the parts I've been focusing on, like the 39 lashes, which is going to be just me on stage getting, not actually, but like getting whipped 39 times and then crucified right after, and just like on that cross. And that can be a lot mentally. So like to get yourself prepped, get yourself disassociated from that, so you're not like going crazy and it's not so much emotion and you're not just stuck and alienated by that. there's a lot of work and a lot of techniques that you have to do, and that I've learned and that Cody's taught me. But I'm still working on it. I'm not there yet, but it's getting there, and it's challenging, but I'm really, really happy and to be a part of it and be doing it.
Does it affect you in any other aspects of your life in terms of other things you have to do outside of the rehearsal or the practice?
It does. I mean, it's all I'm thinking about, because it's my next role. It's my next project. But it doesn't affect me in a bad way. There's times like in the past where it could affect me in a bad way, but now I know ways to like fix that and fix my mindset on it to where I'm using it positively.
What are those things? Because I think there's a lot of people that might be watching a podcast like this who either want to do shows like you're doing or have done shows like this and want to, when you're an artist, you're doing the stuff you guys are doing, you're always looking to learn. You're always looking to gain more experiences. So what are the things that you use to do that kind of stuff?
For sure. There's lots of breathing techniques and college techniques that get you into the character. Obviously, like you have to do all the research and stuff to know and make a character analysis. And it's really just becoming that character so you're not yourself. So when I leave the theater, I'm not like, oh, wow, that was hard. I just got whipped 39 times. And like, that was like good rehearsal. And like, I'm just Lance again. And it's going in that neutral, doing breathing techniques and stuff to be able to go from actor to Jesus, or character or whatever. And sorry, I was going to say something else, but I'm blanking now. Let me think.
It's okay. It'll come to you, and when it does, you can share it at that moment. I'm wondering if you all can tell me, I would like each of you to think about all the people that you work with as you come here to prepare for the show. It could be someone in the cast. It could be someone in the crew. It could be, Joseph, Cody, anybody that you want, that you've seen something that just has stood out to you over this process from when you found out you got this role to where we are now. Somebody that just did something, or you just saw something, experienced something where you're like, wow, I'm really impressed with what this person did, with what this person said. It could be a moment. It could be a bigger moment. Anything that has happened that stands out to you that anybody could share? Might be something to think about.
I'll shout out Hannah. Like the first day, Cody was like, oh yeah, Hannah's going to be our historian. And then you weren't there that day, but you came a different day and then started talking about all the history behind the show. And I was like, wow. And obviously part of that definitely came from just your own personal life, but then having someone who's so knowledgeable, it is very, very welcoming and just awesome to have for the cast overall.
Thank you.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I just know there's so many people who make a show like this happen. Obviously you have your director who has the vision, and you have your actors who bring what they bring, and then you have all these other people who are just doing any little things that might seem like small things, but they're so important to the big picture. And that's the reason why I like to, ask this question specifically when it comes to putting on a production, because there's so many people that are involved, and some of them you don't see as much, right? They don't have as big of a role, but how do you guys feel about all of the supporting cast and all the people that are here to help make Jesus Christ Superstar awesome when it premieres in April?
I want to shout out Joseph because he does so much more than people even realize. Like, you might see his name little in a playbill, but he puts together like the entire thing. He's working on sets, he's working on lists, he's making sure that everything goes smoothly, and he's creating everything for us. And I feel like he doesn't get enough credit, and I just can't thank him enough for everything that he does for Arts Bonita and everything that he does for our program.
Yeah, I think that you out there might not know all the stuff that Joseph does, but I do, because I sit right next to him most of the time when I'm here at the Performing Arts Center, and I see Joseph doing a million things all the time, and I can vouch for it because I've seen it with my own eyes. He's incredible. He's awesome. He's personable. He makes things happen, and I don't know where the limit is to his knowledge and his experiences. But whatever it is, it's great. That's why, when you see things like this and stuff looks as good as it does, oftentimes it's because there's a collaboration magic that is happening, and it's usually a collection of many things that make something awesome. And I feel like that's what happens with these productions. So I do see that in Joseph, and I think that there's always going to be those examples where you go, wow, I could list off a million things. But thank you for bringing that up. Cool. Okay, that's it. No, just kidding. It's not. Don't leave. So again, this is premiering in April. I think April 11th is the night that it is premiering. Is it a night show or is it a day show? The first one is it
Night.
I believe it's a night show.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
premiere. How do you guys feel about the premiere? Like, what is the anticipation like? What's the week like? Why don't you take our listeners through the leading up to a show, the week leading up to a show? Like, take us through what that's like for you, and what do you expect it's going to be like for Jesus Christ Superstar?
For me, I'm probably going to try my best to just convince my parents to take off as much school as possible, because the week before is going to be tech week, and that's going to be really rigorous, just on my voice and emotionally and everything. And I want to make sure I'm really in shape and ready for opening and the show and the long weekend. And we have a double show too, so that's going to be challenging. So it's gotta make sure to be ready. I'm going to be drinking lots of tea. I've got my Greether pastels, which are amazing.
Well, let's
those.
practice it, okay? So I'm going to be one of your parents, and you want to have days off coming up to your play.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to present this. So go ahead. You would like some days off. I'm sitting here. I'm watching my favorite show, Survivor.
Oh, hey, so I know I've got school tomorrow, but I've got all my free blocks actually. So
Did you say Roblox?
free blocks? So
Okay, because I don't want you
no-
playing Roblox, son. I need you to be focused.
No, don't
okay?
worry.
All
no,
right.
No Roblox.
Okay.
No Roblox. I've got only free blocks tomorrow, so I've got no classes at all, no work. I've got all my homework done, so there's really no reason to go to school. And then the day after that, I have 2 classes, but I've gotten all my work done for those classes because I talked to teachers. So I don't think I need to go to school after that either.
Okay, let me just say real quick. There is a reason to go to school. There's a lot of social reasons. There's also great subjects like math and English and history and trigonometry, ethics, whatever. There's so many things. He's just talking about when you have a play that you've been working on and you feel exhausted because you've been dancing for 47 hours a day, like Hannah explained earlier. Then sometimes school gets to be a little bit much. Otherwise, most of the time, he's super excited to go to school. He does a little happy dance on his way. He's probably wearing his backpack over one shoulder, doing a little skip-de-doo. And then he's yeah, this is awesome. But anyway, back to scene. Yes,
Yeah,
you may have these days off, I grant you.
I really
Good.
appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I like to, sometimes you guys mention things that you do, so I like to get into how do you do that exactly? How does it actually happen? Do your parents generally supportive of the stuff that you're doing?
They are, yeah. I'm at a private school as well, so it's a little bit easier. And there's been lots of stuff with the theater department where it's been kind of crazy, where I've been running my department this year. So I've got not too many classes anyway. So they've been kind of very nice with me. And college auditions, which we've all kind of been doing.
Not me. I haven't been. I haven't been doing that. Yeah. How are those going? College auditions?
Yeah, it's going really well. I'm finished off now. I'm finished my last callback, so now I'm kind of in the waiting game. I've heard back from some colleges, so now I'm got to weigh out all the options, and then I'll choose from there. But I'm excited. Yeah.
Cool. Let's jump over here to you. Are you the one that's also directing?
Yes.
So what does that look like? Is that you and Cody 9:00 at night having coffee, talking about, all right, how are we going to get everybody to get there? Or what are you doing exactly?
So most of it is Cody will block a scene and I'm just an extra set of eyes that
Cool.
either communicates what he's trying to tell the cast in either a different way or communicates something new to the cast members. So Saturday or two ago. We were all in the Mo Theater, and we were working on, what were we working on? Some big number.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I was just mentioning like, oh, maybe we could have some audibles here, maybe ad-lib something. And that was something that Cody hadn't suggested before, or just reinforcing or giving specific moments to specific people in the cast, whereas Cody may not necessarily have the time to do that. But
Cool.
because I'm a kid, I can.
Because kids have so much time, right? Especially your guys' age. You guys have nothing going on. You have nothing that you have to do. That's cool. That must be, is this your first time doing this kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. What's your
Well-
interest level in the, okay, go ahead. Go
Like,
back.
I've directed for students that are a lot younger before,
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
but not at this degree yet. So this is like.
Did you do like the babies version of Grease, where they just little 1-year-old babies?
I did the baby version of Moana.
Oh wow. Okay. How baby are we talking about? Like 4-year-old?
No, like probably 12.
Oh, okay.
10,
okay.
12.
Okay. Yeah.
That age range.
Because I have kids that are 10 and 13, but that's way different than having babies. But it's still very challenging, I would imagine, to do what you were doing. Yeah. So what about in the future? Like, are you interested in directing as like a career
very
path?
much so.
Okay.
If I could choose anything to do with my life,
And you can.
I would choose and be successful at it.
And you can.
I would choose to write and direct movies.
Oh. We could have a different podcast about that.
Okay, perfect.
Because that's
We'll
my
schedule that.
background. Yes, we'll schedule that after this, but you have rehearsal.
Yeah.
Get through Jesus Christ Superstar, okay? That's cool. Well, a lot of people like to do both. A lot of interest in film comes from theater, and a lot of interest in theater comes from film. There's like they're like very similar but played in very different ways. I have a lot of respect for what goes into putting on a live performance. It's so the stuff that you guys are doing, I think, is very, very cool. I definitely wish you nothing but the best for this right here. Jesus Christ Superstar, coming on April 11th is that premiere date. I think the night. So it's between the 11th and 19th. Say the dates again, just because you guys write it down and go to the internet. It's the World Wide Web, basically. It's the same thing. And go to artsbonita.org and then go look up these dates that she's going to tell you right now.
April 11th, 12th, 13th, and April 17th, 18th, and 19th.
We'll wait for you to go do that right now. Buy those tickets. We're actually waiting for you to go do that right now. So we're going to wait here. And then when you're done, then we'll pick the podcast back up. It's very straightforward. Anyway, we'll just keep talking. And then, we're going to go for about 5 more minutes. So you get your do you have a laptop? I hope you do. Whoever you are that I'm talking to, get your tickets purchased, buy them now, and then send me an email, right? Is that what we use for stuff still these days?
Birthday cake at the front door.
Oh my God, yes, please. Send me a birthday cake when you bought your tickets. I know it sounds complicated, but I'm really going to enjoy it. Let's go around the table and let's just say one thing that we are most excited for. It could be, like I said, a small moment, or it could be just something big picture. So something you're just excited for. It doesn't have to be the most exciting thing. It could be anything. Okay, Hannah, going to you.
I am really excited to see the full set with all of the lighting, because the way that Cody's described it has been like insanely cool. And I'm just really excited for our lighting designer to come and for the full picture to come together and for it all just to be complete and pretty and for us to open our show.
Awesome. Good. Lance?
Mine is similar to Hannah's, but it's a piece of the set. I'm most excited for these things that Cody's told me about, but I haven't seen them yet. But they shoot fire, and they there's like LEDs, and the fire can change color, and I can't wait. I'm very hyped. It's gonna be great.
I'm a little worried about that, but that sounds exciting. What about for you?
I think I'm most excited to feel the lights because that's when I feel like I'm in the zone, is when
Yeah.
we have our tech rehearsal.
Yeah. So you're talking about this.
Yeah.
Can you feel that?
Yeah,
Does
a
it-
little bit. Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not as powerful,
Yeah.
but this is how they used to light theater, in Shakespearean times.
With
They,
iPhones.
they would use their iPhone, and sometimes that's all you had, for light. So, just how do I turn this off? I got it. Okay, cool. All right. So, I mean, I think it was good to sit down and talk about it and to, just get a sense of what's happening and what to expect, and mostly just to be able to share with the audience out there what's happening. I think it's great that you guys got to meet some of the cast members. You got to meet some of the people that are doing the behind the scenes work. I think that I strongly encourage everybody out there to come and see this show. Again, get your tickets sooner rather than later because they will sell out. The only thing that I can promise you, that I can guarantee you, is that you will leave the show being amazed at what you just saw. So if you want to experience that, come do the show and enjoy it and watch it and have fun, because that is what your experience is going to be like. Hannah, thank you so much for coming. Lance, thank you for coming. Hadley, thank you for coming. I wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope you guys have a great show. I will be there. My daughter will be there. Probably my son and my wife, everybody, all of us will be there supporting you guys so that we could see a great show, and we're looking forward to it, okay?
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, that's the end of the podcast. Go buy your tickets. Bye-bye.